So here we are at a beautiful home in downtown Harbor Springs, looking out at the bay actually today. And we want to talk a little bit about what we love or what people love about Harbor Springs, what makes it unique, Elisa, right?
Yes, and living in Harbor Springs. We have 5 reasons people love living in Harbor Springs. The first one, Bill doesn't get the reference because he didn't watch Gilmore Girls, but Stars Hollow. So if you think about Stars Hollow in that very frequently watched by some of us anyway, show that was so popular many years ago. It's a walkable downtown. It's so cute and quaint. There's not a single stoplight. There's restaurants. There's a really interesting theater called The Lyric that is just a little more upscale than your average movie theater, and a neat
It's
place
got some
that
real
we like
small
to go.
little theaters as well, so they screen some children's movies in those. Also, as you pull into town, I love when you come over the town and you come down into Main Street, you see the church at the end. We actually just saw that they were putting up the Christmas tree, which they do this time of year, obviously, but it is right in the middle of the street with the Catholic Church as the backdrop. Is just absolutely really cool. I think it's that Stars Hollow that you're talking about.
Stars Hollow feel. And that Christmas tree, again, is a great example of the community and the people of Harbor Springs. It's a very small town. You're going to see people when you walk to the post office from your home. And they're going to light that Christmas tree coming up here that first weekend in December on a Saturday night. And the whole town will come out. The streets will be closed. There'll be music. We'll be inviting people into our office for tasty treats and maybe a little taste of bourbon as well.
Yeah.
So it's a really special place, and you don't get that everywhere else.
Yeah, actually, I think it was featured on Hallmark's live webcam and maybe a little special about Harbor Springs during the Christmas time. But Christmas time or the winter isn't necessarily the most magical time. I should say it is a magical time, but it's just one of the many times of year that Harbor Springs is special.
And probably our favorite, and what we put is number 2.
Yes, that is the boat life here. So Harbor Springs is truly a natural wonder of the world and of the Great Lakes. So it's this spectacular natural harbor. Harbor Point comes around, protecting the wind from the west. There's boat moorings, there's docks, there's the public marina, 2 private marinas and boat shops, and it's a powerboat and a very heavy sailing community. So we have a very abundant, lively yacht club, the Little Traverse Yacht Club, that hosts the annual regatta in the bay here that brings boats from primarily throughout the Great Lakes, but throughout the country. I think we even had some international competitors as well. But yeah, the boat life is spectacular. So you can cruise right from Harbor Springs really to anywhere in the world, but you have, a host of lunch and dinner destinations, overnight destinations. You can pop up to Mackinac Island, you can get to the North Channel.
You can go anywhere in the world from Harbor Springs. And
Correct.
That's why I'm trying to talk him into moving off of Crooked Lake where he grew up and maybe over to Harbor Springs someday, but I don't know that I'm really going to be able to make progress. And the reason for that is we love big boat cruising.
Yeah.
When we're not working, we love to be on a boat somewhere and sleeping on a boat. And if that is your bag, there's really no better place to be.
Yeah, and even if you don't own a boat, or maybe you don't like boating, they are still beautiful to look at. You can walk the docks. We often will go to one of the ice cream shops and grab our cones and take the kids and just go down and walk the docks and look at the boats, or certainly the regatta. But every Tuesday night, the yacht club hosts races. There's also races on Saturdays and Sundays as well. NM's, which is a fleet of sailboats unique just to the Harbor Springs area, they are out there racing along with the J70s and a couple other boats. So there's always racing and activities going on. So even if you're just grabbing a Gurney sandwich or an ice cream cone and you're down at the water's edge, it is fun just to sit there and look at all the boat activity, or even the power boats cruising by.
It's so much fun. I will fact check him though. It is not technically a natural wonder of the world. we think it should be.
I know. Don't get me started, because Round Lake on the entrance to Lake Charlevoix is absolutely spectacular as well. We'll probably talk about that as a different time. But
in a future video.
As far as deep water harbors go, it is truly is spectacular. I mean, in the harbor, you go from water's edge to not that far out, and you're well over 100 feet in depth.
Yeah, it's pretty spectacular. And that you can enjoy during the summer. And what is unique about Harbor Springs, and the reason why it's one of the more popular areas to live for the tourists there's a lot of great year-round, vibrant activity here too, is because it's close to something that people enjoy in the winter as well, and that is the ski hills. In fact, it's closest, community-wise, in northern Michigan to two, and that is the Highlands, which is a Boyne-owned entity, and then Nubs Knob. And the difference between those two, we've been members or pass holders at both over the years, and it just kind of depends on what season of life that we're in. But they're sort of known for the Highlands being more the tourist location and Nubs Knob being where the locals go. The reality is it just depends on what your ski preferences are, and sometimes we change it up a little bit, but both have great amenities. In fact, fun fact, you want to share what's special about Nubs Knob?
So that's actually where we hosted our wedding reception 18 years ago. They have a wonderful, rather large room and a great cafeteria. The same guys have been running that. Ralph and John have been running that for, I don't know, more than 18 years though.
They have been.
So it's great. You got the wonderful cafeteria, a cool little bar, an outdoor fireplace, where Boyne obviously has the hotel, a bunch of rental condos. They've got the pool, they got the spa there, multitude of restaurants. I think there's 3, maybe if not 4 different dining locations at the Highlands. So a little bit of a mix, but there's plenty of people here we know as well that actually hold passes at both.
Yes, definitely. And the Highlands is interesting because it also is a golf destination in the summer. So there's a couple of nice courses up there.
In addition to skiing, there are a ton of other outdoor activities. Of course, in the wintertime, obviously, cross-country skiing, both resorts have cross-country trails. There's many other places that groom trails as well. I'm thinking of like Wildwood, places outside of Harbor Springs or in Harbor Springs. I think Birchwood has groom trails. But throughout the year, Harbor Springs just has an abundance of outdoor activities, tons of indoor.
Number four.
Abundance of activities, yeah. So, Elisa, what are some of your favorites? I mean, besides mountain biking,
Besides mountain biking, okay, we can't just say besides mountain biking. There's epic mountain biking here.
Yes.
I mean, it is incredible. The North Country Trail, there's also Off-Field Nature Preserve. There's just a ton of great mountain biking in northern Michigan in general, and in Harbor Springs in particular.
And a lot of road biking too. I mean, a lot of people take 119, the Tunnel of Trees, and they'll ride
the Willway
all the way up to Mackinac or Cross Village.
Fun fact, we ran once all the way from Petoskey to Charlevoix on that trail.
That's
when we were training for our one and only marathon.
There seems to be a rather abundant, I would say, horse life, but individuals that ride horses. There's even now polo fields have been here for quite a while north of town, which is a cool thing to go check out. What other kind of outdoor activities do people like to do in the area?
Hiking. Some of those same mountain bike trails is a good one. You mentioned the cross-country skiing. There's just going down to the beach. Maybe you're not a boater, but you can go down to the public beach and enjoy that. Yeah. The home that we're in right now, we're going to do another spot on the difference between shared and deeded access. There's also locations where you have shared access, so you don't pay the full price of a waterfront home, but you get to enjoy some of those benefits. But there's aspects that the public get to enjoy too.
Even if you're not out dropping down some really steep trail on your mountain bike, and you just like strolling the streets, Harbor Springs is very walkable or easy to maneuver around, whether you want to sit at a bench downtown and just look at the boats, or get from gurneys to pick up your gurneys and then get over to the the beach there right in town. Everything is very walkable, easy to do. Parking is abundant. I know, like 4th of July and a couple times it does get a little bit crowded, but parking isn't an issue. It's just a very easy town to get around. And I think you were going to talk a little bit like
the cachet.
The cachet.
So our number 5 is just the je ne sais quoi of Harbor Springs. It is a very special place for all the reasons we just described, but we decided to make the cachet its own category because it is really special. And if you look at price points across northern Michigan, Emmett and Charlevoix County, which we predominantly serve, although we go beyond that as well, you'll see that Harbor Springs, on average, the price point's a little bit higher. And the reason for that is all the amenities that we just discussed. And there's something that's hard to describe about the style of home that's here. They tend to be what I call cottage chic, which you can observe in this home as well. But there's also some, I guess, private clubs that are very popular among the sect that can afford to participate in them. So that would be the Little Harbor Club, and there are homes that are on Harbor Point as well, and then the Depot. It's just something really special, and even if you're not a part of those organizations, you get to enjoy the feel of the community, which we
I think there's a little bit for everyone. So you could either go, private and very upscale, or you can just enjoy life being in Harbor Springs. It's really sort of an opportunity for anyone to come and enjoy the town.
And if you're thinking about living here, we would love to talk to you. We'd also love to talk to you about how we can make that happen for you. There is perhaps a thought process out there because Harbor Springs is so coveted and higher average price point. And yes, you do pay a premium for being closer to downtown, but there are ample opportunities at affordable prices, especially as you get farther out of town, to vacation here or live here and enjoy all of what we just talked about. So if you're interested in learning more, DM us, call us, definitely like and subscribe to get more great information about living in Northern Michigan.
Exactly.
Thanks for tuning in.